But they don't look like me. They don't talk like me. But they don't look like me. And they don't talk like me. But they don't look like me. And they don't talk like me.
Welcome to The Comic Shop, where you get your daily dose or weekly dose of comics, manga, movies, video games, anime, and other nerdy media subjects. As always, I'm your co-host Eugene Capon with...
Pat Mest, y'all. I gotta say, though, essentially what that translates to is it's a place for a lot of lonely guys to hang out without chicks. Essentially.
Sausage Fest?
Yes, it's a sausage fest. Let's just put it out there. This is a great place for dudes. Nerds, geeks.
But you know what? On the other hand, this isn't a gentleman's club.
No.
People of all sexes and sexual orientations are more than welcome to come and join us.
I love the ladies. I encourage the ladies to come to the comic shop and hang out with us. I know I'm being realistic. we know who's really bringing it to us. Who's bringing it?
You know, I gotta tell you, I know a lot of female nerds.
Good.
And they're growing on us.
Good.
They're growing. I would honestly say they're probably 30% right now out of our whole spectrum of listeners.
I want it to be more. I'm just saying, when I'm going to the comic shop or, browsing through graphic novels and stuff at Barnes & Noble or Borders or wherever, I'm seeing mostly dudes. And I want more ladies. Bring it. But yeah, man, flip the switch. We're open for business. Let's do it.
Anyway, today on our show, we're talking about zombies in comics. The last 10 years of Smallville. The movie Priest, based on the Korean comic book by the same name.
I feel like the topic of zombies is very appropriate because it was Friday the 13th
It was
a couple
Friday
of
the
days
13th.
ago. I don't know about you, but I was very concerned. I didn't go anywhere. I stayed inside. I didn't want to risk it, man. It's Friday the 13th. I wasn't going to do any underage drinking, skinny dipping, partying. I'm not going to say, hey, I'll be back. I'm going to go take a look on the other side of the house by myself. No splitting off into groups. None of that. I know Jason Voorhees. I know how he works. He's not going to get me on Friday the 13th.
How do you do underage drinking? You're like 25.
Exactly. So I knew I was okay on that front. I won that battle. But, I like to go skinny dipping a lot. But I couldn't on Friday the 13th because if you go skinny dipping, Jason's going to kill you.
Hey, say no to camping at Camp Crystal Lake.
Yeah, I had a lot of opportunities for premarital sex on Friday. And I said no because Jason kills people who have premarital sex. He's pretty much a Republican if you really want to break down Jason at his core. But yeah.
He's all about the death penalty, and he's pro-life.
Yeah. But yeah, man, Friday the 13th, I enjoyed it. I watched Friday the 13th Part 4 in celebration of the day.
Did you?
Yeah.
How was it?
It's great. 4 and 6 are definitely my favorites. Love those.
I'm more about Freddy versus Jason, if I have to sit down and watch those movies.
Freddy vs. Jason is just so bad it's good kind of thing. Like,
well, that's my jam.
The plot is so thin, they're just like, what can we do to finally get these two guys in the same freaking movie together? I don't care if the plot's thin, we just want it to happen, and they did.
Anyway, we're talking about zombies today.
Definitely.
More importantly, Marvel zombies, to start off, than The Walking Dead. So
tell me, I'm going to play the role of someone who's maybe unfamiliar, someone listening to our show who isn't familiar, like, what is the deal with Marvel zombies? Give me the basics.
Well, if you like the Marvel franchise, then you're probably going to like Marvel Zombies. It's basically that same reboot that you get with every version of Marvel characters, except for the entire universe is stuck into one comic book, and then adding zombies.
It sounds like just some fun storytelling there. I mean, zombies are fun and cool, and these Marvel characters are great. It just seems like a natural union in terms of art and storytelling to bring them together for people's enjoyment.
Absolutely. And it's very dark humor within there. In the first book, because you can often buy whole segments of the entire story in chapters of, full trade back books. Mm-hmm. You had Giant Man who got a hold of Black Panther, tied him up, drugged him, and then instead of just eating him, he knew that he needed some meat for a while he tried to figure out how to...
Yeah, you're a zombie. You need sustenance.
Yeah. But they're smart. They're intelligent. They're not just, some crazy, hungry, undead thing, eating everything in their path. They're conflicted. I really have to have my hat off to the writers over at Marvel for doing Marvel Zombies.
Well, I don't think it should come as any surprise. Marvel's done a great job the last 10 years of reinventing themselves with some fun ways to break from the traditional continuities of their characters. They started the Ultimate Universe in the year 2000, 2001-ish, with all their characters, relaunching them for a new decade. And obviously the Zombies is another great way to do that.
Of redoing that and keeping fresh with the franchise.
Yeah, so I mean, they don't really do a lot of origin stuff with the Zombies, do they? They just kind of get right into it. Like, we know who these characters are, we know their powers. They're just zombies now, or do they kind of lay that foundation?
You know what? Imagine a very young Marvel universe. Basically where you were in about the early 90s as far as the Marvel universe goes, and then take that step forward and add the whole zombie victim zero, if you will.
Okay.
And then it just spreads. And you have, like, Spider-Man eating Mary Jane, and you have the Hulk running around eating everything in its path. And around the end of the book, or in the second book, you have, like, Galactus showing up with the Silver Surfer.
Galactus is already a pretty scary dude, and now he's zombified?
No, he got taken out right then and there. All these mega zombies got together.
Zombie Surfer?
You know what? They just stopped the Silver Surfer and ate him straight up. And suddenly you have all these superheroes that are zombies that have, like, Silver Surfer powers.
The Cosmic Force.
Cosmic Force,
Cosmic
exactly.
Force, man.
And then, here comes Galactus looking for his herald, looking for, a planet of fresh living beings and not having it anymore. And he just gets taken to the shop. They eat him.
Sounds like Galactus is a victim here to me. I mean, the guy's coming to our Earth for a meal, and all of a sudden the tables are turned on him, and he's getting eaten by zombies?
It's like a rape victim being gangbanged.
Yeah, just like that. I gotta feel bad for Galactus here. I mean, sure, he's destroyer of worlds and kind of a dick, but man, he thought he was getting a nice little meal, and tables got turned on him, so that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But on the other hand, the zombies that ended up eating Galactus are suddenly, have the Galactus power, and then they go out to basically devour the whole universe.
That's fun stuff. Marvel Zombies, I think there's like 5 or 6 trade paperbacks available now. People
somewhere in that area. There are different spin-offs and some different arcs. Are you a fan of the Evil Dead series?
Love the Evil Dead. Big fan.
Well, they brought Ash in there.
Nice. I read the Freddy versus Jason versus Ash crossover that was done, but I didn't know that he was involved with the Marvel Zombies.
You're gonna have to let me borrow that.
Definitely. I'll let you. I'll bring it next week, buddy. It's all you. It's all you. Now, would you say that was the Marvel Zombies maybe in response to the success of The Walking Dead, put out by Image Comics,
no.
or just kind of their own thing, having fun?
Own thing, having fun.
Okay. But speaking of The Walking Dead, for people who might not be familiar, what is The Walking Dead?
The Walking Dead is your basic zombies started taking over the world, and then you have a group of survivors basically panned around this sheriff who's been in a coma for how many days and wakes up, and World War Z happened, and he kind of goes on to a quest to look for his family and friends.
So we're not doing like multiple kind of characters that are, they're jumping around and following all over the U.S. It truly is just like this one sheriff and his family or friends and fellow survivors that they're kind of focusing in on. That's the base.
Yeah, it's kind of like an encampment.
Okay.
Of survivors trying to live every day.
Are they holed up just trying to survive? Are they looking for a cure? Are they looking for other survivors to bond with? What's their plan? What's their strategy?
Just stay alive.
Just staying alive?
Just stay alive.
That's a good goal.
Kind of congress themselves and stay alive.
I've heard great things about the comic of Walking Dead. The TV show that was on AMC that is based on this comic is also doing very well, apparently.
They had 6 episodes this season, and then they just got the green light for a second season, and they're going to be having another 13.
Great.
So
that is always a good sign when you see shows they pick up the next season and they want more episodes, especially a show like that. It's not like a situational comedy where they can have low production costs. A lot of special effects, I'm guessing, and makeup and sets are going to be needed to pull off The Walking Dead adequately. So that's a big step by AMC. They're showing faith in that show. I have not seen it yet, but I'm going to rent season 1 very soon.
You know,
Looking
I've
forward to
actually
it.
seen season 1, and I've read the first volume
Okay.
of The Walking Dead, which the first season is actually based off of. And as far as doing the adaptation, I have probably never seen a more accurate TV show based on a comic book franchise before.
So it's a very straightforward adaptation. They're not taking a lot of liberties, or they're not trying to bend it for the medium of television in certain ways. It's very true to its roots.
Almost frame by frame.
Okay.
It's almost on par with probably how The Watchmen did it.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because that was actually what I was just thinking in my head is Watchmen. Zack Snyder and the crew there were very diligent in their work there. That Watchmen is a very faithful adaptation. That was a beast of a project to pull off as well. Except for one minor thing, Rorschach keeps his mask on when he's killed, I believe, in the Watchmen graphic novel. In the film, he takes it off before he's annihilated. But very minor.
I can see where they might try to.
It's more powerful on film to see his face. I think they had to do that. But
Than the Rorschach mask.
yeah, than the Rorschach mask. I mean, the mask is cool and all, but to truly see his face, it was powerful. It was good stuff. I gotta tell you, I gotta ask you, what is your favorite kind of zombie? Do you like fast and agile, the virus infected, or do you like the slow and stupid?
You know, I like the slow and smart ones.
Okay.
Because with the slow and stupid ones, you can kill them straight away. With like the rage-driven ones, you can basically put up, a spear right in front of them, and they will run right into it. They're almost death-ridden to a fault. But if you get the slow and smart ones, those suckers will sneak up on you. They start figuring stuff out. They're almost like a small child figuring out the world for the first time.
I think children actually scare me more than zombies. Zombies, you can just cut their head off and move on from the problem. A child, I guess there's like laws and rules and stuff, and that's like inappropriate. Child Protective Services and all that bullshit. So, give me a zombie any day over a kid.
I will never have you be a babysitter for my kids.
I'm available. $10 an hour. I'm just saying it. And if you like zombies out there, please have some fun. Go to the IMDb message boards for 28 Days Later. It's great because people will argue for page after page about virus infected versus like traditional zombies. I don't really care where people stand on the issue. It's all fun to me, but it's really fun to watch people name call each other for 10 pages on the boards.
You know what? We actually want to hear from our listeners, and if you're following us on YouTube or Facebook or on Twitter, send us a message. Let us know what your favorite type of zombie is and
Definitely.
why.
And yeah, good stuff. Zombies, gotta love them. Fun. Next topic, we don't have a lot of time to talk about it, but we just wanted to at least mention it and put it out there. The Korean graphic novel Priest has been adapted to film and just came out last Friday. Don't know too much about it. Heard great things about the comic book. Looks pretty cool. Go check it out and pick up the graphic novel.
Sounds good. Anyway, we'll be back in a few.
Thank you for listening. Take a little break. We'll be back.
Inside this is cuts.
The connection.
Inside this is cuts.
The connection.
Cuts.
The connection.
Cuts.
The connection.
Cuts. The connection.